Hi everyone, I'm Zeiss and Vestolevs is my domain. Now, PoE2's patch notes are out for the patch 0.2.1, and as one of the top ranked players, of course I do care what's going on with the game. Let's see what they posted here and maybe analyze a bit. Alright. Added 22 new endgame runes, nothing about how to obtain them. Added 7 new endgame talismans, nothing about how to obtain them. Probably they're gonna be dropped by the wisp afflicted monsters, right? Makes sense. But the runes probably all over the place. Added 50 new endgame soul cores. That's probably gonna be from the Chaos Trial. Without corrupted blood immunity, good luck getting them, especially on hardcore solo. Significantly increase the number of mythic uniques items to drop. We'll see about that one. Should be the ones which make sense to use after the campaign. Change unique items to drop. Calculation. Okay. Chance to. What the fuck? Changed unique item drop calculation to no longer consider an item class. That's like they drop independently, not depending on if the base item will drop from the kill, which is pretty good actually. To make unique rings and amulets significantly more common. Yeah, because the way it was working until now, they have to drop in the first place, and then it considers the rarity of the item of the base. So that was not really good, but now it's gonna be better. That's fucking awesome. Reduce the number of common unique items that drop as rarity on areas increase, allowing more of the better uniques to drop instead, which is pretty good. Hopefully. Okay, the bonus to the number of uniques that you got while playing in a party was significant. I don't care about party, but okay. Significantly higher than we intended and has been lowered significantly. Oh well, no surprise. Group play is always OP. Oh, with the either changes to unique rarity, you'll still be getting a significant buff to the number of rare and mythic uniques you are finding, but the overall number of uniques in party play will be lower due to finding less commons. Oh, okay, and uncommons. This should fix the significant advantage that party play had over solo play for wealth acquisition. No surprise there, guys. Okay. Item modifier tier numbering has been reversed so that smaller numbers represent stronger modifiers, with one being the best available modifier of that type, which is pretty good because the way it was, we had to guess or remember or look at third-party tools to see what's the highest, am I having the better thing or not, and that was not really pleasant. Too many things to remember. Now you just know if it's not one, it's not the best. Pretty good. Probably a lot of people requested this, me included. Adjusted the appearance of all omens. Okay. The same number of omens appear, but which omens they are has been adjusted heavily to have the rare and more powerful ones appear more frequently. Okay, that's pretty good because, for example, until yesterday, I found just 3 omens of whittling throughout the entire league, and just yesterday, that's before the patch, I happened to find in the ritual altar just a few. That's before the patch, which was very odd to me, and I don't know how it happened. Probably pure luck, because the drop wasn't dropping the good ones either. We'll see what happens today. Especially with the good ritual tablets, like omens have the chance to appear more. So maybe finally I will get items which have all the affixes being useful to my builds. Finally, maybe not, we'll see. That's the reality of solo league. Anyway, we'll see. That's a really good thing. Add the refund all passive option in the passive skill tree. This will only appear if you are able to afford refunding every allocated point. That's probably gonna be extremely expensive, but we'll see. Massively increase the chance of corrupting a monster trapped in essence to upgrade essences to greater and greater to corrupted, which is pretty good. Maybe we'll finally get something more useful from those essence trap monsters. Improve the passive skill tree search functionality on mouse and keyboard. After typing within the search field, press enter to have the passive skill tree move around the tree to show you nodes which match. That's really good. I'm really impressed by this change. Monster balance, okay, that's really important for the endgame. The smaller Tucho type that spawn chaos volatiles had its spawn frequency halved. Okay, I see like only one way this is better, because come on, game, I mean, GGG, come on, there has to be a challenge. Well, this would be good if inside the altar while running the ritual encounter, like inside the altar area, there is either a sea hag with the drowning orbs, which are not really well telegraphed, unlike in the first game. In the first game, you know you're gonna die. Screen goes dark. It's very obvious. Okay, the other thing, probably mana siphon, because if your resource is destroyed, you can't really do anything. Or if you're running an instilled map and the bosses are spawning while you're doing the ritual encounter. Those are the scenarios. Those volatile plants in the ritual are dangerous because they do way less damage than the ones which spawn from the monsters, and they're easier to see because they are bigger. My concern about the volatile plants is just one thing. If they're empowered, they don't look any different from the regular ones, and it might be too late to find out, or you have to like hover over the monster or target it with controller to find out, or when they hit you, you find out, and that's not good. GGG, that's not good at all. I mean, we need to know whether those volatile plants are empowered or not visually. It should be very obvious, but it isn't. They're just, again, small, and that doesn't make much sense to me at all. Anyway, let's see. Fixed an issue where volatile plants were dealing a little over double their intended damage. I didn't notice, but I lost one character which had 0 chaos resistance. I got frozen by accidentally dodge rolling in the wrong direction, and I got frozen, and 3 of them killed me. I noticed they were empowered, but that's when I died. It should have survived if they were not, and they looked the same. Anyway, I don't even know why the character dodge rolled in the wrong direction when I was obviously not targeting that direction. Anyway, it's no biggie. Not losing a character on hardcore is like you're probably doing something wrong and not actually playing the game. Anyway, it's totally fine. My current top character is still alive, so I'll keep on playing, and maybe some outs because I'm getting really good gear lately for them. Okay, what else? Empowering volatile plants mod on the rare monsters had its damage reduced, but they don't say how much. Okay, that's kinda bad because we still don't know what defenses are required to actually tank them if shit goes wrong. Like if shit hits the fan, or like it's too many monsters, they stun you or block your way, or you accidentally dodge roll into them or whatnot. You know, you get the idea. Volatile plants and empowering volatile plants now spawn 2 volatiles at once instead of 3. Again, that doesn't matter if we can't differentiate which are the empowered ones and which are the regular ones, because their damage is significantly different, right? Volatile plants and empowering volatile plants now disappear when the rare monster that spawned them dies. That's good, but the way they're doing this, some of the effects which are like spawned by monsters don't disappear when the monster dies, like the cold spot ground, the circle which grows and then explodes, dealing cold damage and then leaves chilled ground, for example. That's one of the things which doesn't disappear when the monster dies. So I don't know. I mean, by the way they're doing this, they should maybe address the other things so there are no surprises. You still have to remember which are the effects which don't disappear when the monster dies. And actually, it wouldn't make much sense that the effect disappears when the monster dies, because the trigger to actually produce the effect was already done, and the monster dying doesn't change the fact that that is so, if it makes sense. Does it? Probably not many people will be happy about my comment on this. Anyway, Forsaken miners' death animation no longer leaves a primed grenade on their corpse. Okay, that's pretty good. Rat tornadoes from the infested ritual type have had their damage and move speed reduced slightly. Slightly doesn't tell me much, it's probably not much, but since we don't know the exact number, playtest is required. This is actually very bad for armor builds, but I guess we are yet to see. Draven, the Eternal Praetor's melee damage has been reduced slightly. His projectile cleave has also been reduced. Yeah, those were very heavy attacks, actually, no joke. Improved visual effects of Chaos Volatiles. Okay. We don't know yet what that means, but I'm hoping that there's a difference in what the empowered and the regular ones are. Like how they look visually. They probably just buff their size like the ones in the ritual, because the others which don't spawn there are kinda smaller. The lightning storm strongbox modifier now causes fewer lightning bolts, and its lightning bolts have improved visual effects. One concern here, because this thing can actually crit, and if you don't have like over 3k life or that much, like at least double ES usually, which is like very early end game typically, should be, they could just one shot you. That's the thing, and that's not cool. I've heard people complaining about this, like on my community, on X, and so on. Okay, lower the damage of the unearthed runecaster from expedition. That's pretty cool, actually. Unearthed runecaster's projectile now correctly deals both fire and cold damage. It was also doing chaos, for whatever the fuck reason. Okay, that's the thing that I think it is. There was one problem with the expedition, the ground effect that they do, that triggers after time. It was also appearing after it's triggered, and when they're doing a bunch of those, it might be a bit difficult to differentiate which is the one which is the real one. That kinda sucked. Hope they fix that too. Anyway, let's see, endgame. Drastically increased the variety of endgame maps, which is pretty good. Previously, some maps like Hidden Grotto spawned way more frequently than others. Now, each map should have spawned approximately as frequently as any other. That's pretty good. My concern is something else. It's really difficult to consistently run tier 18s. But that's for another time, I guess. Lessen the restrictions on which packs of monsters could appear in different Atlas biomes. Okay. This will result in a significant increase of the variety of monsters appearing in endgame maps. We don't necessarily need the variety, I think. We need to know exactly like on which biome, which monster type to expect, because some of them could be way dangerous than others, like or too tanky against your build, if that makes sense, depending on what the build is. Of course, I'm talking like the highest difficulty, or if there's like if the map is instilled and it's too delirious, or if there's like extra life mod. Uh, that actually matters quite a lot. But okay, let's see. Making a game combat much less interesting than it should have been. Okay, I'm sure the distance that you can see features in the Atlas Folk of War is now based on the distance to the nearest revealed map, making this much more consistent. This means you no longer have to frequently check the unknown distance in the folk when searching for citadels. That's pretty good. This did make citadels slightly harder to find, so increase the spawn rate of them also. Okay, that's very good actually. Cities on the Atlas now mostly spawn in loose clusters of 3, okay, with one of each city type per cluster. That's pretty good next to the citadels, that would be good. Endgame Waystone's modifiers that applied curses to the area now instead periodically cast the respective curse on ground targeted areas, the same as the player casted skills. That doesn't change a thing because, I don't know, you'll be just sometimes affected, but it could be good. We'll see. Ooh. Actually, this is very promising because you can potentially avoid them. But we'll see. Disable the of giants map modifiers, area of effect modifiers. This is potentially good because of the smaller arenas of bosses and how they could be bad. Like for example, the Titan boss, the Colossus boss. Yeah, maybe that's good. We'll see. What is the splitting map modifier now only appears in tier 6 maps or higher. Additional projectiles modifiers no longer has tiers and has value of 10% to 15. What? Oh, wait. The of penetration map modifier no longer has tiers, has value of 10 to 15, reduced from 15 to 25. Okay. Rogue exiles in endgame areas have much higher chance to spawn with unique items. I guess that's pretty good and how to get those new unique items. The ritual modifier that spawn kills. What is this? Kills pustules, okay, now spawns them at a much lower frequency and have been increased in size slightly so that they are more visible. This does not affect their damaging area of effect. Okay. The Viridian Wildwood unique map now contains more enemies and more rewarding encounters. There is one problem with this stupid map, okay? GGG. The fact that you can complete it before killing all the rares is... I don't want to offend you, just let's say no comment. Added visual indicators to Omen altars inside the Viridian Wildwood unique map. These visual can also be seen behind the darkness. Okay, that's pretty good. We'll know where to find them now, that's pretty good. So we don't actually end them up before killing everything. That's what I was talking about. Okay, adjusted the frequency of Omen altars inside the Viridian Wildwood to reduce variance and increase the average per map. That's pretty good. The Twisted Domain now drops significantly more catalysts on average. That's also very good. Breach rings drop from clasped hands in the Twisted Domain, now always rare. This is bad. You know why this is bad? Because you will have to undo them if they're not the thing you're looking for. This is actually real bad. That's not cool at all. Not cool. I think it's better to be able to force with greater essences affixes on them. That would be the better thing. But that's just my opinion. Monsters in the Twisted Domain are now more rewarding. Wow. You don't say, they're gonna be more rares, I think that's what they said. Lower the number of Eat That Watches monster in the Twisted Domain. Okay, I think that's the one with the afflicting wither, with the small aura around it, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Increase the rare and magic pack chance in the Twisted Domain, okay. The base radius of explosives in logbooks has been increased. Okay, that's really good. By 25, that's actually significant. Regular map encounters are unchanged. Okay. Additional logbook content such as hidden caves are now guaranteed at all levels. Okay, that's pretty good. So maybe the boss will also spawn more. Flask, I'm coming for you. The frigid, what is this? Frigid Bluffs Expedition Logbook area now spawns unique monsters encased in ice. These monsters can be broken out of with explosive. That's pretty good. We'll have to play this to find out. Okay, we'll see. The frequency of special remnants in each expedition logbook area have been more than doubled. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. The amount of remnants in expedition logbooks has slightly increased. That's pretty good. I have one problem with this actually, because some of the remnant effects, I think they also apply to the boss monsters, and it's really bad if you get the one which doesn't grant you flasks early on at least. Special destructibles in expedition logbook areas such as the crates of gold in Barren Atoll now spawn more frequently. Okay, that's good. Easy to get money in the Barren Atoll. That's gonna be the thing there. Expedition logbook areas spawn more monsters and a slightly higher proportion of rare monsters. That's pretty good. I guess for XP farming that's gonna be also a thing. Many chests found in the expedition logbook areas are now guaranteed to drop rare item. Yeah, because come on, it's like getting one of the good ones and it dropping like just augments or not really cool. Not really cool. Azumite remnants in the Baron Atoll expedition logbook area drop larger amounts of runes. Okay, that's how we get them. Okay. Baron Atoll is the rune place. Okay. Now we know better. Alright. Crates of gold in the Baron Atoll expedition logbook area drop significantly more gold. Okay. Baron Atoll expedition logbook areas now have much larger quantity and variety of base strong boxes, and these strong boxes now have mini-map icons. That's good because they didn't have. I think they did actually. They were easier to see. They were easy to find. Replace the functionality of expedition remnants unique to the frigid buffs expedition logbook area. Okay. Okay, that's probably the corrupted ones, I'm thinking. We'll see. Probably. Added a new type of expedition remnant that can appear in Lush Owl expedition logbook areas. But what does it do, GGG? What does it do? The minimap icons for expedition remnants that are specific to each type of logbook now have their own unique icons. That's pretty good. Now we know to target them, I guess. That's the whole point. Various points of interest in expedition logbooks now have their own minimap icon. But examples, bro, come on, what is this? Examples, at least a few. I guess we're to find out a bit later today. Inscribed ultimatums that lead to a boss now indicate which boss will be found. Wow! Okay, that's pretty good. What is this? Immured Fury will no longer try to respawn in ritual encounters and prevent the encounter from completing. I never had this, I think. Okay, I think I had it actually once. There were volatile plants spawning for like 2 minutes and there was nothing. No monster to kill. I was running around through all the ritual space, right? And there was nothing. They just kept on spawning and spawning and it just stopped. That was very weird. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I'm not sure. It doesn't matter, but okay, probably that was the thing. Improve the visual effects of deliriums, fight monsters, lightning bolt skill. Yeah, that's pretty good. Nothing else about delirium. Uniques added 9 new unique items. Most of these are aimed at providing endgame chase uniques for a variety of builds. We saw some of them. Probably gonna have to keep farming, find the others. We'll see. This might actually convince me to skip PoE 1's league and to keep playing this one. I'm not kidding. I'm not that fond of PoE 1 anymore anyway. Especially the gazillion things happening on screen with 1,000 attack speed and whatnot. It doesn't matter. Okay. Alright. Increase the overall power of several existing endgame unique items. Let's see. Headhunter. Now steals enemy modifier for 60 seconds. That's pretty good. Previously 20. This change automatically affects existing items. That's pretty good. Hammer of Fate unique 200 mace. Now has 250 to 300 increased physical damage. That's quite the buff. Existing items can be updated with the Divine Orb. Yeah, sure. It now also grants random shrine buffs for 20 seconds. Previously 10 seconds. Okay. The change affects existing items automatically. The Palm unique skippers have received significant updates. Okay, none of these changes affect existing versions of the items other than that the damage changes, which can be updated using a Divine Orb. Meh. Okay. Fire variant of what is this? Guiding Palm is now called Guiding Palm of the Heart. Allies in your presence, blah blah blah, then fire damage to attacks. The cold variant, damage to attacks. Previously less. Now grants intelligence instead of all attributes. This is now strength instead of attributes. Grants damage as extra fire damage. Okay. Lightning variant, okay, pretty good. Mjolnir, okay, what's the deal with this? Previously less physical damage and grants lightning skills, okay. That's good now, I guess. Lightning spell on melee hit meta skill granted by Mjolnir is renamed to Thunder God's Wrath. Now causes triggered spells to cost no mana and grants them at a level dependent amount of increased damage up to 200 at skill level 20. That's gonna actually make it viable because on the left side of the tree there's not much you can do about lightning. But okay, pretty good. What is this? The Spire of Fire unique spear. You know my opinion on spears. I'll probably play it when they fix it. It's too strong. It's ridiculous. But okay. Unique spear now has chaos damage previously under the. Oh wow, man! They keep on buffing the spears. That's. Oh, okay. Previously, and physical damage leech as light previously 6 to 10. That's quite the buff. Existing items can be updated using a Divine Orb, but what about the corrupted ones? You just have to get a new one, I guess. Anyway, Cam's Heart now has 100. What? 1500 to maximum life, previously 1000. Existing items can be updated with the Divine Orb. Yeah, sure. Alright. Prism Guardian now grants 1 spirit per 25 maximum life, previously 1 per 50. Oh wow, minion builds rejoice, I guess. Existing items can be updated with the Divine Orb. Yeah, they're not corrupted, sure. Defiance of Destiny now grant. I mean, on Trade League, you know what this is gonna do, right? Probably gonna make them even more expensive. No surprise. Defiance of Destiny now grants 10 to 20 of missing lives recovered before being hit, previously always 10. Okay. Existing items, Divine Orb, sure. Yoke of Suffering now causes enemies to take 15 to 20 increased damage for each type of your elemental ailment, and previously 5 to 10. But also now reduces the Ignite, Shock and Chill duration by 30-40, previously 20-30. That's pretty good. Existing items, Divine Orb. Bringer of Rain now has 100 increased critical hit chance in addition to its other mods. This change does not affect existing items. Okay. Okay. So it's just added. Misk. Defeating Balbala in normal difficulty. Traitor's Passage will drop a quest version of Balbala's Barrier. Okay. If you do not currently have the quest item, or if you haven't already gotten your ascendancy points from using the Balbala's Barrier. Huh? Isn't that how it's supposed to be? I mean, you can't do it before defeating the Jamara the first time. Before the Sandstorm. That's how they changed it. You can't do the trial before this, and to get there you need to get to this place and usually find Balbala first, but oof, okay. Optimize the physics of monsters found in Freightorn. Audio added to Monk character class. Okay. Audio improved by various monster abilities. Audio improvements for various player skills. Search filters within the Uncut Support and Skill Gem UI are now cleared when exiting the menu. That's probably what was lagging it. The affliction in Trial of the Second Ones that caused you to have no energy shield now instead applies 50% less energy shields, but for energy shield builds I would still drop it. I would still not pick it. If it's a non-energy shield build, probably yeah, sure. If you have like 60, who cares if you're gonna have 30, right? But yeah, sure. Increase the trigger radius of clasped hands inside breach encounters. That's pretty good. Freightorn can now consume ignites. Firestorm at Freightorn. Firestorm can now consume ignites from corpses in front of you in addition to living enemies. Wow, fire builds finally viable maybe. Let's see if they're gonna give us fire ascendancy for the sword, for example. Quest rewards can now be quick moved on gamepad. Alright, that's pretty good. Updated the set trade to R1. On gamepad for disenchant window and the player trait on gamepad to be more consistent with the rest of the game. Yeah, that's pretty good because let's say you want to disenchant socketed items and you have to hold and then hold again, and that was fucking disgusting. Okay, that's pretty good. Shrines are now much more reliably interacted with when using gamepad. Whatever the fuck that means. Added a new gem tag, barrageable, to indicate skills that can be made to repeat, to clarify which skills, barrage and similar effects can and cannot affect. Okay, which this reminds me of a very important problem in this game. When you are crafting supports, you do not know in advance whether like there's this menu when you get a support on which skills it could work, right? And it lists them, and there's like a red cross or a red X or the check mark which is green, which tells you on which ones you can actually socket it. This needs to be added to the menu where you actually craft them, so you don't have to waste them. I think that would be very helpful on League Start. Come on, especially if you're like trying to figure out new things, right? Come on. Added a new gem, blah blah blah. Added support for the new type of microtransaction character skin. Okay. Improve the audio of the unique item Wake of Destruction. Okay. Improved, what is this, whatever this, offendless laments AI when fought in a party, blah blah blah, Rato cage, dear checkers AI when fought in a party. Okay, change the classification of some chests so that their labels are always shown. Winking at you for the simulacrum ones, like the stash and the mods of the wave, right? But that's not it. Hence the comment above about the simulacrum, just one change, doesn't matter, okay? Added an option in the game tab to always prioritize interacting over the using skills. This option is on by default. What? Okay, yeah. That's very cool, actually. Especially for the second one's trial, that's very cool. For the escape trial of the second one, that's very cool. The one with the crystals. So you can like pick the crystal before killing all the monsters. That's pretty cool. Added pop-up text. Pop-up text tips for options, exit and patch notes buttons on gamepad. Okay. Purchasing an equipable microtransaction from the in-game store now displays an option to equip it to your current character immediately. That's pretty good. Socketable stash tabs has been updated with spaces for the newly added socketables in this patch. Okay. Bug fixes. Oh boy. Let's see. Fixed many significant cases of players or monsters getting out of sync, especially in party play. 3 instance crashes, 3 current crashes fixed a bug where Delwing could have no viable target for Asmerian Wisp to chase. Fixed a bug where the eye shards could be incorrect values for determining critical hits, potentially resulting in long periods of the same outcome. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good, actually. Pretty good. My problem with this guy and the Wisp is actually when the Wisp is the orange one, it's more often than not that it goes to hit the essence trap monster, which makes it lose the essence drop because it's spawning a boss. And when it's not the orange one, it for some reason prioritizes the stupid rare monsters instead of the essence one. Even if you are like playing around with essences and the wisps on the atlas, like allocating those points to actually be afflicted by 2 and so on and so forth on bottom right where the ritual part is. Anyway, yeah, let's see. Fixed a bug where blink couldn't be used to dismount a raw mount. Okay. It's an issue where the hungering stalker monsters could fail to engage the player. Okay. Where the Takana's scroll of treasures microtransaction was not working correctly, whatever it is. Taxishan's cannons ready, notable. Not causing totems to use skill when you fire attack projectiles from some skills that fire projectiles upwards, such as Hailstorm rounds and Siege Cascade. My tactician might be happy. I'm still wondering though, because it's very early on, whether to play it with banners or totems or whatnot. We'll see. Fix the desync that could occur when disabling your crossbow. Fix the bug where omens in the Titan inventory expansion did not work. Okay. It's the bug where the melee attacks and Bloodhunt did not correctly clear the culmination combo counter after use. Okay. Is bleed gonna be that good now? I guess we'll see. Fix the bug where some arrows could be invisible when fired. Fix the bug where the Hex Blast curse indicator did not match when triggered by low duration curses. Okay. I don't like what they did to Hex Blast. They literally murdered it, but if it was if this change was not present, probably what everyone would do is just get an aura and keep spamming head blocks, and that's dumb. Come on. Stacks of blocks from Ancestral Aid support are no longer consumed if supported skills are cancelled early. Extinction preventing the rare monster of the Haunted Treasure landmark room from dropping any items or granting any experience on that. Interesting. This is the bug that allows players to walk back to an empty arena with the temporal rift at the start of the Trial Masters fight. Okay. Fixed Comet being desynced for other clients when manually performed. Maybe in parts play? Fixed a bug where specters could get stuck in their wisp form. Okay. We're getting there, looks like. Fixed an interaction that could cause charge infusion to grant the wrong amount of stats when the weapon swapping. Wrong amount of charges, I guess. Fix the bug that could cause valid support gems to be grayed out when crafting support gems. Okay. Okay, fix chance to not consume crossbow ammo, causing these things for all party members. Okay. Fix the bug in Exile that could cause the entranceway to the fight against the Viper Napuazzi to not appear. I don't think I had that problem there. The problem I had is the heart not dropping sometimes, and I have to like respawn, do new instance in order to get it, which kinda sucks. Fixed an issue where one affliction, one pack, two minor boons, and one major boon were all appearing 50 to 100 times more commonly than intended. Let me guess, those are the restore honor ones, right? Those are the things, probably. Anyway, yeah, this often resulted in the first two minor boons and major boon every sanctum to be these. These ones were also some of the least interesting and least powerful. And overall, you should now be getting more powerful boons as your first ones. That's pretty good. Fixed a bug that could cause attack speed to be much slower than intended while dual wielding. Weird. Bug that causes monsters with inherent energy shield to have less energy shield than intended when summoned as specters or tamed beasts. Okay. Calls Halani, the water goddess, to repeat her dialogue. Okay. Expedition logbook areas to fail to generate. I never had that. But I had another problem with the logbooks. Like allocating the Atlas passive to give you that they always have 3 implicit, but it keeps dropping them with 2 implicit. Like, come on, bro, what the fuck, man? That was weird. Fix the bug that allowed scripters dropped by rogue exiles to have invalid runes socketed in them. Fix the bug on gamepad where you could not enable more than one tamed beast companion of a different monster type. Okay. Fix the bug where hideout map devices start interface could not be collapsed. Okay. Fix cosmetics menu info pop-ups for gamepad. Fix the bug where player 2 could be unable to enter the character name when creating a new character on gamepad. Okay. Fix the bug where the presence radius would not be displayed when playing on gamepad. Yeah, it was not displayed because when you open that menu, the character is not visible. There's no way to actually check the presence on gamepad on controller, right? Fix the bug on gamepad where the Gemling Legionnaires gems that is notable didn't work on gamepad. Okay. Fix missing error message on gamepad when typing to open a corrupted Nexus without meeting its requirements. That's at least 4 affixes. Fix the Atlas not removing visual corruption after cleansing corrupted Nexus map until after you changed areas. I never had this, but okay. Fix the bug where some microtransaction combinations could cause weapons to have black squares surrounding them. Ah, okay, that's good. Overall, it looks pretty good. Looks like they're getting there. The first game still gonna have more features. Totally looking forward to the full release of this one, and I think this part gonna be good. So I'm gonna head on, get some breakfast, start playing. So see you on the next live stream, guys. Thank you for watching. And have in mind, I probably will not be doing any too long don't read videos of patch notes, because come on, we actually gotta know what we're facing here in order to be better players. That's it, nothing more to add here. See you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care.